I mean, you got to have grit. I mean, that's the first thing.
Gotta have hustle.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
And and things aren't going to go your way, and that's okay sometimes. You just have to bounce back. You have your little 10-second pity party, and then you move on.
We've got Justin, who's just joined the team. We're super thrilled. Justin brings tons of experience. Justin, tell us, you've now moved from Florida. Give us a little bit of your kind of background here.
Yeah, for sure. So I started my real estate career in Florida in 2015. In 2018, I decided I wanted to move to Chicago, and just about a year and a half later, I got to connect with Rafe and join the team.
It's been a few days and not even a week or so, and I feel like I've known you forever. I feel like I can resonate deeply with your work ethic and your grit. Very few people have that, so I gotta commend you on that. It's really admirable, and I appreciate that so much. How do you talk about real quickly your mindset? So you were telling someone you wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Is that right?
Yeah. So I believe discipline's everything, especially in a business where we're self-employed and we have to create our own business. So yeah, 4:30 every morning I wake up. I'm in the gym by around 5, home by 6, showered, go read, look at the MLS for any clients.
Nice.
Then I'm in the office.
You're savers, right? Have you read that book,
Yeah.
Miracle Morning?
Yeah,
It's
I
one of
live
my
my
favorite
life
books.
by it, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love that guy. Hal Elrod is one of my favorite
Yeah.
favorite authors. That is the blueprint to routine and success.
I always have problems with silence, though. I can never do that one.
I know.
My
It's
mind just
30 seconds of silence,
Yeah.
right? So, and affirmations and stuff like that. Remind me, I got a video. I got to send it to you after this.
Yeah.
But I heard you role play today, and that was perhaps one of the more impressive role plays that I've heard. How many calls did it take you, or how much prospecting did it take you to get to that level?
Well, it took a lot of prospecting. Wish I knew how many calls. That'd be a really fun stat to know. Role playing every day, pretty much for the last 7 years.
7 years?
7 years.
Holy- So for a brand new agent, how many? Let's break your day down. How many hours of prospecting when you were brand new were you doing? First of all.
Between, I wish I would have done it differently if I knew then what I know now, but about 2 hours back then. I would recommend for a new agent, 4.
4 hours, because I got nothing else going on.
Yeah,
Right?
what else are you doing?
So and then let's break down that hour. So in an hour, how many connections and how many dials are you targeting?
It depends who you're calling, of course, but 8 to 10, 8 to 12 would be a really good, you can contact.
Connections 8 to 12 people.
8 to 12, yeah.
And then in your opinion, as a newer agent, typical 4-hour call block, if you're talking to 10 people, it's 40 people, 40 connections in a day. How many appointments are you getting?
At this point in my career, 3.
Because you've got that finesse now. You've kind of perfected the model.
I kind of know how to work it.
For a newer agent, what would you say if they're putting 4 hours of call block in?
It's going to depend on their skills. Really for them, it should be until they get the appointment.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Super cool, man. So what about joining your team was important to you?
Your team, it's just, when we came in here, the environment is, you feel like a team here, like a family. You can have fun, we work hard, and then we have fun, play bags, foosball.
Donnie's got tons of that coverage.
Yeah. So it's just a great environment. We're provided all the systems we need to be successful, and it's up to you to do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is your goal for remainder of 2022 that you had set up for yourself earlier this year?
Well, I'm going to be shooting for 3 to 4 listings every month for
great.
the rest of the year. And I told you next year my goal is to hit 15 million. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
And you've done that. You've kind of you've done something very close to that in the past 12 months and so.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, man, we're so excited to have you on board, dude. This is
it, brother.
incredible, and I'm looking forward to it. And we're gonna make sure that we get you beyond that 15 million mark.
Super excited, man. Can't wait.
So Justin, what was important about becoming a real estate agent? What got you into the business?
Well, so I was an accounting major, and I did an internship for a CPA, and I just decided that wasn't what I wanted to do. And my family had been in real estate for my whole life, so it was just a natural progression, and I just fell in love with it.
Man, that is so crazy, because when you say CPA, you by default think it's someone who's an introvert, right? Someone who's really, really conscientious.
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel like real estate, as a broker, as a salesperson, it's completely opposite of that, right? You got to be more extroverted. You got to talk to people, which is not true, because I'm an introvert as well, myself as well. But did you feel like there was a career shift that was needed? Did you have to kind of fine tune yourself a little bit more, or not really?
You know what it was is my whole personality shifted, I think. Like I was very introverted
Yeah.
growing up, and then when I got into real estate, I mean, you can succeed as an introvert, but you have to have extrovert tendencies. I mean, you have to reach out to people.
So you can almost at this point, you've developed skills where you can turn it on and off essentially, right?
Yeah.
You can press a button and you're like, just like that, and then you kind of need your quiet time as
Pretty
well.
much. Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I love that. All right, so for brand new agents, when you became an agent, when you got your license, the first 12 months, if you could like kind of break that down, what were the first 12 months like?
The first 12 months were, the first 3 months were me trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And then I kind of had an idea, and I just prospected a lot. I probably did, like I said, 2 hours a day, probably.
This was right off the bat? You just got in a routine right off the bat?
Right out of the gate. 'Cause you have no business. You're
Yeah.
21. Or I was 21. I had
Yeah,
no money.
so
I was
cool.
living at home.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
If I knew then, though, what I know now,
Yeah.
I would have just 4 to 6 hours a day of prospecting, an hour or two of role playing,
Yeah.
and then seeing if I can find like a really experienced agent like yourself to shadow the other
Yeah.
hour or two.
If you would have done what you know now, right? So let's say you would have prospected those 4 hours every day, how would your business have been different today?
I have a lot more money. I would have gotten there a lot quicker.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. So what are 3 things that are most important in being a successful real estate agent?
I mean, you gotta have grit. I mean, that's the first thing.
Gotta have hustle.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
And and things aren't going to go your way, and that's okay sometimes. You just have to bounce back. You have your little 10-second pity party, and then you move on. Borderline obsession with just there's so much to learn. Like you're probably still learning stuff every day.
every
I mean,
day, absolutely.
Yeah. So you have to growth mindset. That would be the biggest thing.
Okay.
And then last one, I mean,
Well, you said that, right? So you got to have grit. You got to have the ability to deal with rejection. I know there's a word for that, but you got to have like
thick skin.
yeah, you got to have thick skin,
Yeah.
right? And then constant learning, right? Those are 3.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I think those are probably 3 points that I would say as well.
And then
Educating
oh,
yourself.
positive attitude. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the last one would be a positive attitude because
Yeah.
you have to. It can be a stressful experience for the consumer, and if you're positive and you can lead them through it, it's gonna make it a lot
So
easier.
we got a bonus tip there, right?
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool, man. So what's as someone who's now in your shoes, someone who's easily able to kind of make calls, has the confidence, has the skill set, what's the next 12 months hold for you?
The next 12 months is just using those skills and honing them as much as possible.
Yeah.
And just doing the best I can for all my clients.
Yeah. And then how do you get in the mindset of getting in front of your computer and starting to make those calls? Because anyone, and I said this to you when I met you first, anyone who makes cold calls or phone calls or prospects or door knocks, it's very close to my heart as well, because that's something that I've grown, that's how I've grown my business. How do you get in that frame of mind?
It helps a lot having an environment like this.
Yeah.
Like it can be really challenging if you're
Yeah.
just staring at a wall in your
By
apartment.
yourself,
The couch is right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I hear you.
being in the right environment, but you gotta
Yeah.
psych yourself up. Savers.
Yeah, I love
is how you
savers,
do it.
man. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Got to having a strong why. I mean, looking at
Yeah.
your goals every day, having that, just the routine and the discipline, like you said.
The pain of not doing it has to be greater than the pleasure of not doing it.
Oh man, I love
yeah.
that. That is so good.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
The pain of not doing it has to be greater than the pleasure of not doing it. Of like skipping short-term happiness, like not doing what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
for knowing what that's going to do to you long.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of people want the thing, but they're not willing to do the thing to get there, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So, oh man, that's so cool. That's good stuff. Like we can talk about this forever. I feel
go
like.
forever.
But tell me, what's the most coolest thing in our office that you like? What is one thing that's the coolest thing that you're like, oh, no other office has this?
Tell you what, man, my golf games can get pretty good.
I love it. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome,
like 2
man.
weeks.
Well, thank you so much. We're super excited to have Justin on board. It's a game changer for our team as well. Having a fanatic sort of prospector like him, I think it's just another skill set that it's going to enhance what we bring to the table. So if you guys have any questions, give us a call, reach out. See you soon.